I've got tons of flashlights, and after a few years of trying out tons of flashlights, being sucked into the rabbit hole of lumens and all that garbage, there are two flashlights that I do recommend to people that are starting out. Buy once, cry once, that's kind of what I go by. So I'm going to show you guys the two flashlights that I think are worth the money and are actually great flashlights. So basically, guys, there's two categories of flashlights that you're gonna wanna look at. One is like an overall camp flashlight, one that can do good in the darkness, and also one that's an EDC flashlight, a flashlight that you can carry on you all the time. And there's only two options, I think, in these flashlights that I can recommend to people and not have any issues with. I know that they'll enjoy them, and I know they'll be worth their money in the long run too. These two flashlights are, for EDC, the Olight Baton, and for camping, the Streamlight Polytac. And I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so first off, why the Baton series of flashlights? Well, number one reason is the size. The size to brightness ratio is absolutely insane. This thing is brighter than some of my other flashlights that are twice the size. This flashlight has 4 different brightness settings and some other fun modes in there too. If you hold it and press down, it starts in that moonlight mode, which is a really dim light. That's what I need in the middle of the night when I'm camping. All I need is that little tiny bit of light to see. Or if I lose something in my car and I've already adjusted my eyes to the darkness, I'm just using moonlight mode. But then there's 3 other modes, low, medium, and high, and you can cycle through those. And then if you triple press, turbo, and that thing is insane. That brightness is unmatched. So overall, this thing is the best light for EDC, everyday carry. Super small, awesome form factor, and it's just a great light to have. Plus with this light, you can clip it right onto your hats. Let me show you here. So it's got this clip, it goes 2 ways. You can either do it face down. I don't know, maybe you want to clip it onto your shirt like so. See that sucker. If you're looking at a map or something. Or you can just clip it right onto your hat. It's got this double-sided clip like that. This is sweet. Like, the ability to do that is awesome while camping. I usually have a hat, so I don't even need a headlamp anymore. I can just throw this sucker on. Boom. So awesome. And of course, the other flashlight that I love is the Streamlight Polytac. Mainly for the price. The price to brightness with this guy is amazing. I don't know, when I bought this, it was around $50. And it competes with other flashlights that are double the price. I've got one of these Olight Warrior Minis, and this thing can do almost just as good as it for half the price. So that's one reason I really like it. Also, compared to other flashlights, the plastic is a big difference for me. So when I have something like this, I'm scared to drop it. I'm scared it's gonna get dense and it just feels a lot heavier, like it's gonna break when I drop it, shatter the lens. With this guy, I'm not afraid to drop it. I've thrown this thing around, I've dropped it 20 times, and it keeps on cooking. I'm telling you, this guy can take a beating, and it feels like something you can throw around it. Like, my problem with this light is that I'm scared to take it out because it's such a nice light. I'm gonna drop it. If it hits a rock, it's gonna break. This guy, it just has that feeling of being able to be thrown around. It's super lightweight. I know if I drop it, it's gonna be okay. And it has been okay. So overall, this thing is insane. Plus, it's weapon grade light. So you can mount this thing onto one of your guns, and this thing will take those forces of like tons and tons of rounds. And I've tested that too with this guy. So it's been on a gun before, and it's held up great. It doesn't flicker at all when you're shooting, so highly recommended. Now, this thing has multiple modes, and the default mode is actually the bright mode, so that's great. If you double tap, you get the strobe, and if you triple tap, you get the dim mode. That's usually what I need if I'm just walking around the campsite and looking for stuff. But if I'm spotting for animals or like looking in the trees to make sure there's no cougars after me, I'm using that bright mode. And this thing lasts forever. Like, I never had it run out of battery during a camping trip, and I usually use it, all night. So I love this thing. Plus, this light also has that reversible clip. It's got both ways. You can do it clip down on your shirt like so, or you can flip it on your hat like this. It's a little bit longer. It kind of hits my head, but hey, the ability to do that is easy and nice, and it's just super bright flashlight. Awesome. Overall, guys, these are the 2 flashlights I recommend to people that are getting their first flashlights or just want a one and done flashlight, great flashlights that'll last them forever. These are the 2 I recommend. I love this thing, and this thing is so bright for the size too. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. If you agree, if you have a flashlight you think can compare to these 2, let me know down below. Let me know what you guys are carrying.